Good afternoon, everybody, east, west, south, north, wide. Welcome to Loc'd Sports 216 Cleveland Browns pregame this afternoon, an hour before the Browns take on the Baltimore Ravens. That's right, the Cleveland Browns take on the Baltimore Ravens this afternoon. The Browns are 6.6.5 point underdog for today. And a lot of people already done counted the Browns out as losing, far as I know. They counted them out far as losing, but I not so fast. Not so fast. But what's up, everybody? It's your man Keith Allen for Locked On Sports 216, Cleveland Browns pregame. I'm gonna first make some announcements and things first. First off, the chat lines are open, so holler at me. If you're on LinkedIn, holler at me. If you're on YouTube, holler at me. If you're on Facebook, holler at me. If you're on the Allen Viz Media page on Facebook or the Locked On Sports group page, Locked On Sports 216 group page, holler at me. Today is a big game for the Browns, especially. Not so big for the Ravens, but definitely a big game for the Browns. Because if the Browns can win this game, all respect is due. Let me repeat that again. If the Browns win this game today, all respect is due. Also, I need you all to do me a favor. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the Allen Viz Media 2 YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Allen Viz Media 2 YouTube channel. You will get variety of shows that you can watch content for. This show, Locked On Sports 216, Mad Mondays. And if you want the adult talk, the adult real talk, unfiltered, unedited, just real talk. The Triad Committee every Saturday at 5 p.m. But back to the task at hand, which is the Cleveland Browns today. They take on the Baltimore Ravens. And like I said, the Browns are underdog today because we are going in enemy lines. We're going to Baltimore. And don't get me wrong, Ravens are good. They're real good. But they can be beat. And they can be beat at home. Think about this. We beat the Indianapolis Colts. But guess who the Indianapolis Colts beat? The Ravens. We should have beat Pittsburgh the first time. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. But guess who also beat the Ravens? Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Yep. Pittsburgh Steelers. But for the Browns to be excuse me. But for the Browns to be successful today, they have to. I got a checklist for what the Browns have to do to beat Baltimore. And here we go. I'm about to show it to you right now. Keys to beating the Ravens today. First, number one, bring the assertiveness and physicality. That's right. Whoa. Oops. My fault. Bring the assertiveness and physicality to the Ravens. Make them purple motherfuckers feel y'all today. Let them know that they are in a football game and in a war today. Bring the war to the Ravens. Bring the war to the Ravens. Bring the war to the Ravens. Let them know that you are present. Hold on for a second. What's up, Ed? How you
Look,
doing?
What's up, my guy? A little late, but unlike the Browns defense in Seattle, I'm going to make more of an impact than they did early on. So what's up? Big day, Ravens, Browns, can't get much bigger than this. And
Yes,
I'm not going
sir.
to lie. I hate the Ravens. I think you do too. And yeah, we're going to have some fun here.
Like I said, fuck them purple motherfuckers. Fuck
Fuck
them.
them.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Oh, I was giving my keys to the game. Here you go.
Okay.
First key right here is show it again. Bring the assertiveness and physicality.
Mm.
You got to let the Ravens know that the Browns are their Browns. Defense, offense, put a helmet to somebody. If the Ravens do that RPO, stick it to Lamar.
That's why we got JOJOK. He's got to be AOAOK because he's the Lamar stopper. And if Lamar is thinking about taking off, then he's got to be met with physicality and assertiveness, like you said, pop in the mouth. And it'll make him think next time about taking off, and maybe he'll dump it off or do something stupid with the football.
Hey, because the one thing I said earlier, and I said they can be beat because Indianapolis beat them in Baltimore. What did Indianapolis do? They brought their assertiveness and physicality. What
Yep.
did Pittsburgh do? They brought the assertiveness and physicality. And Lamar don't like that.
Who does? Who does? No quarterback does. No
They
quarterback
like a
does.
pretty game. They like a pretty game and everything. They run physical, but they don't like to be physical.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Number 2, good situational football, Kevin.
Yeah, I thought that's what you meant by that.
Don't be cute. Otherwise, today is not the day, Jerome Ford, if you want to tiptoe outside. Because the Ravens defense, they're too fast and too athletic for all that.
Yep.
You got to go in between the tackles. And if the play only gets you 2-3 yards,
so be it.
So be it. Nothing cute, Kevin. No fancy reverses. No experimental bullshit.
Well, like you said, those end arounds and reverses and things like that. Problem with those are with the Ravens, they're too quick, and then you put yourself, and now you
Yes.
lost 10 yards. Then
Yes.
you're in bad situations right there. And then getting too cute can put you in bad situations. And then sometimes there's not a play for 3rd and 22, is there, Keith? There really just isn't a play for 3rd and 22.
No, this ain't Madden. This real
No.
life.
No.
This is real life. This is not Madden. So no cute shit. Physical, downright dirty football. Make it a Dolphin. Just matter of fact, this is gonna take me to number 3. No miscue. Well, it'll take me to number 4 eventually. But number 3, no miscues or turnovers.
Clean it up. Clean it up.
We need another clean game from the offense. You did it last week, and you see what happened. 27-0.
And unlike last week, playing clean football, like we talked about, it doesn't even guarantee a victory. Like when you're playing an opponent like the Baltimore Ravens, playing clean football and having no miscues, that just keeps you in the game. Okay.
Yes.
And then you got to go win it. And, against the Cardinals last week, that was just okay. That was fun to do and everything. You didn't have to play clean. It's nice to, because like we said, it hopefully carries over to this week and next week against Pittsburgh. But, we could have turned the ball over once or twice and beat the Cardinals. But today, that's not the case. You have to play mistake-free football just to be in the football game. So don't get that mistake.
Yes, sir. Yes. No mistakes, no mental errors. And there's one point I left. I'll go to the end later on. Number 4, make it a street fight. That's the only way you're going to beat the Ravens. That's the only way you're going to beat the Ravens. Because right now, I'm going to say this. You remember what Roquan Smith said when he came here to Cleveland?
Yeah, he did make he made that comment. I forget what he said exactly, but
he
yeah,
basically said, "I will snatch your soul."
That's
right.
We are
winning today. We are coming in to kick y'all ass.
Well, they did.
They
They
did.
did.
So the Browns got to make it ugly. Got to bring the fight to Raekwon and company on offense and on defense. Got to make it an ugly fest. I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck if the Browns win 10-7.
Nope.
Win is a win, goddammit.
Yeah. The only thing pretty is the W. The only thing
That's
pretty is
it.
the W.
That's it. Everything else got to make it ugly. Because if
Yep.
you try to make it some kind of glamour contest,
Yep.
you're going to get our ass whooped again.
You're playing into their hands. That's what they want to
Yes,
do.
that's it.
Mm.
Got to make it ugly. And then number 5, seize the moment and take it. If the opportunity is there, the Browns have to take the opportunity and
Well,
take it.
I like what you said because we've been talking about it a lot the past couple of weeks about the Baltimore Ravens, and they're a team that when they seize it, they definitely take it. They get a
Yes.
big lead over the Lions, and they didn't let off the gas. They kept going, and that's what the
Kept
Baltimore
pouring
Ravens
it
do.
on.
They seize it early and they just take it the rest of the, and they don't stop taking. See, that's the thing. They don't stop taking. They keep piling on the points. And that's what the Cleveland Browns need to get that mentality as well, that there's no safe lead in the NFL. And you got to
No.
keep playing and playing and playing. You can't play to lose. You got to keep playing to win.
Yes. Play to win, Kevin. Play to win. Play to win. If you got to run up to score them purple bastards, do it.
Do it. Do it.
Do it. Also, Kevin, got to get Deshaun off early.
Yes.
Get him some easy passes, especially with the intermediate passes, because that seems what he really has a problem with right now. And I think really
Yeah.
it's just more about playing regularly more,
Yeah.
if you know what I'm saying. And I want to see a healthy dose of Kareem Hunt and Pierre Strong.
Yep.
And I don't know who will be starting at the 2 tackles,
Oh, jeez. We have to
but
talk about it, though.
we got to talk about it
Oh,
because
jeez.
there's no DeJuan Jones
Ugh.
this week and no Kendrick Wills.
Mm.
So James Hudson, I know he's starting somewhere.
Yeah, I think that line's going to be just, and hopefully we don't have any other injuries today or any tweaks or anything like that, because they're playing musical chairs on the offensive line. And you know what though, I'll say this, and everybody's talking about what would you rather have, number 4 playing good, or an makeshift offensive line, and I'd rather still have the quarterback that's playing better, and I think last week
Yes.
Deshaun got some momentum coming into this week, so we'll see. Hopefully won't be under too much duress. We talked about it last week as well, where I love pointing out the fact that, and I think I'm right, and I like to be right, and who doesn't? But Kareem Hunt, not only a steady dose of Kareem Hunt just running the ball because he gets those ugly third downs, but also because
Yes.
he can pick up the blitz protections that I think we're going to have to be,
Yes.
had today against a team. Baltimore, they're smelling blood right now, especially with the offensive line being in I'm not going to say shambles, but going into this game, this is not exactly what any offensive coach would want to see. But we'll deal with it. I guess we'll have to. We have no other choice.
You know what this game reminds me of? It reminds me of a couple of years. It reminds me of 2 games that the Browns played and they came out on top. It
Okay.
reminds me of back in 2020, 2021, when the Browns went to the playoffs and everybody caught COVID.
Well,
Well,
that's
the
right.
coach caught COVID, and nobody gave the Browns a chance in hell against Pittsburgh. Guess what happened? The Browns came out on top.
Why'd they do that, Keith? And you know what? I think the defense stepped up
Defense
early
stepped
on.
up.
Special
Yes.
teams stepped up early on, and the offense then had a lead, and it continued to play football, smart football, moving the ball.
Yes.
I remember a lot of Kareem Hunt in that game, a lot, even Baker. Just like I said, we don't not have, Deshaun Watson's a franchise quarterback, and believe me, we all know Deshaun's better than Baker. I get that,
Yeah.
but at the same time, putting him in positions where he doesn't have to be the guy that's Superman per se,
The
but just
Houston
run just
Deshaun.
run the offense, just run the offense. That's
Yes.
all we're asking
Because
for.
honestly, all the Browns really need is 75 to 80% of the Deshaun Watson that was in Houston.
Yes.
And this team will be a team no one wants to face if there's a postseason this year. No
Yep.
one wants to face. And think about this also. You had that game. Everybody counted the Browns out. Then you had the San Francisco game this year when Deshaun was out. PJ Walker was starting,
He
and he
tried
had
to give it
just
away. He tried.
he tried, but they pulled it out.
Yep.
And I'm just saying this: if the Browns can limit the miscues, the turnovers, and how can I say, make Lamar have to throw for 300.
Yeah, I agree with that. I
Make
mean,
him have to throw for 300.
yeah. Let's not
Make
have Gus
him,
Edwards get 3 touchdowns here today.
because if he can convert third and eights all day long,
Good.
God bless you.
Yep.
God bless him. God bless him. But you got to control the down and distance on defense, too,
Yes.
where you can't have Lamar in situations of third and three.
Yeah, because then you don't know. He could do anything then, because then you don't know.
Because then the jack in the box is out open there and
Right,
anything can happen.
right.
But if you can control the line of scrimmage the way you got him in third and long, you got a shot.
Yeah,
You got a shot. Because to me, the Browns got to make it ugly and make it a crazy, ugly game to stay in it at the end. Because think about this: Indianapolis kept them at bay in the fourth. And they got to the fourth quarter in overtime. It was anybody's ball game. Pittsburgh, usual formula.
yeah,
They kept them at bay. Fourth quarter, Kenny Pickett time.
yeah. I know, unfortunately, right? Right.
Fourth quarter, Kenny Pickett time. And then they made Baltimore make mistakes, uncharacteristically, drop passes,
Yeah.
turnovers.
Yep.
So the Browns have to seize the moment today. Because think about this: if the Browns come out of Baltimore with a W, the respect bar is back here in Cleveland. And I mean the respect bar for the Browns and Deshaun Watson.
Well, not only that, let's be real. It's about stacking victories, and you get a
Yes,
win today. You're 6-3 with a home game
yes,
against the Pittsburgh Steelers next week. You might possibly be 7-3
yes. Going to Denver.
going to Denver, possibly 8-3. You got to win today. Winning today just sets it up and moving forward, especially with the second half of the season underway. And I don't know.
Yes,
I just
sir.
think it's time for the Browns to, because you look at back in '94 with that team that finished 11-5, and even the 2020 team that 11-5. You got to start stacking wins. You got to go on a 4-game winning streak. You got to start. Kevin Stefanski does a really good job of after a loss winning, but the problem is he doesn't win multiple consecutive games like 2, 3,
Correct.
4. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't do that too often. It's win one, lose one, win one, lose one. The Browns are so
Yes.
up and down like a teeter totter, but they need to
Right.
start stacking, and it starts today in Baltimore.
And think
Well, actually,
about
it started
this.
last week. Started last week, but let's.
Started last week, but like
Yeah,
you said,
but
it
but
starts
but
today.
this is the biggest. This is the
It
biggest chip
starts
to have.
today, yes. And think
Yeah.
about this, because if you win today and you win next week, guess what?
You're back in the division race.
You damn near control the division
Well,
race.
there you go.
For real, you control the division race. Because you think about it, after these two games, the Browns are probably going to be favored. It'll be about 7 games left, 7, 8
Yeah.
games left.
Hmm.
They'll be favored in 5 or 6 of those games.
Yep.
They'll
Well,
be
too. Also,
favored.
you make a good point. You win. You win today. You're 1-1 against Baltimore. You win next week. You're 1-1 against Pittsburgh. You already got the one win against Cincinnati. So you're kind of right about that. You control your own destiny. So basically, you go down to
Yes.
Cincinnati in the last week of the season. You win that game. You're probably going to win the division.
Yes. And think
Mm,
about it. You might have a week off in a home playoff game.
that'd be nice.
Because I look at it like this: making the playoffs ain't good enough for me, because this team did that 3 years ago.
Right.
Made the playoffs, and with a little bit of things, hmm,
Mm,
different things, they could have been on the cusp of going to the Super Bowl that year.
yep. Yeah.
So if you got more talent right
Now.
now,
Right.
better defense,
Yep.
better quarterback,
Special teams.
special teams and your coach got more experience, what the hell is
What's
stopping you from getting there?
why not us, Keith? Why not
Why
us?
not? Why
I
not?
know.
All these other teams. Think about this. The Bengals went from shit to the penthouse
Yep.
with Joe Burrow. I
Right.
mean, shit, that franchise was dog shit when Joe Burrow got drafted there. And he took him to shit to the penthouse. I
Yeah.
told somebody this at work. Somebody's like, oh, Joe Burrow ain't all that. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, he is.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he is.
is. The hell you
Yes.
talking about? You don't watch football like that. He
Right.
took that team from the shit house to the penthouse to where Cincinnati figured out to get the money to pay him.
That's what winning does.
And I'll tell you another thing. If the Browns win on today, it will shut everybody up about Deshaun Watson's pockets.
Yeah, absolutely. Because this is these like they were saying that these are the kind of games that a franchise quarterback wins or finds a way to win. It doesn't have
Yes.
to be all on Deshaun, but he has to
No.
be the guy that hey, you're this field general, you're the leader of the
Yeah.
team. This falls on you a little bit.
And truthfully, he doesn't necessarily have to win it, quote unquote. But
Right.
damn, you sure can't be the one to lose it.
No, you got to. That's why we're going
You
back to the
can't be
mistake-free
that
football.
one to lose it. Hell
No,
no.
you can't turn the ball over.
You cannot turn the ball over. And you got to lead this team because Nick Chubb is not coming out that locker room.
Darn. Our
Because,
last win
see,
in Baltimore was Nick Chubb's 88-yard run with Freddie Kitchens in
yes,
2019.
sir. Yep, with Baker.
Well,
So,
we
Deshaun.
don't have to, Keith. We don't have to mention him.
No. But like I said, Cleveland Browns seized the moment. But you got to take it because the Ravens ain't giving you shit.
No.
That's for real. They ain't giving them shit. You got to take it. You got to take it. What's up, Executive Sessions? Executive Sessions 420. Hey, look like we all will be able to celebrate 420 next year.
It's you too, baby. It's you too.
What's going on? But like I said, the Browns have got to seize the moment more so. Kevin, situational play calls. Know the tone of the game. Don't do no crazy shit.
I'm curious to see because we're talking to our boys over in Baltimore, Matt, and on Thursday night, and shout out to Matt Trigger.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of wondering how we need to run the football, okay? But we have an offensive line that between me and you, Keith, let's be real. I don't know what they're going to look like today. Nobody knows what they're
Nobody
going to look like.
knows.
Nobody knows.
I
So
know. Check out. I know what the interior is going to look like.
right, but we have
But
no idea.
outside the interior, and truthfully, we don't even know that. Because as far as we
don't.
know, they can put Batonio at left tackle and
And
put Nick Harrison at guard, and then put Hudson at right tackle. So we don't know what it's going to look like today.
Plus, who knows? Somebody gets banged up during the game. They might have to shift it over. Who knows?
Yeah, because we
so
don't know.
I'll be curious to see, do we do a lot of pulling, a lot of, with our runs, are we going to get here's how I look at it. I believe that without Nick Chubb, our running backs have been very good. You look at our run numbers. I mean, as a Cleveland Browns fan, we've been so spoiled with Nick Chubb, but any other team would take our run production. I mean, it's one of the best in the NFL and still is. But my thing is this: today, the offensive line is going to be the true test of where we get the extra yards from, because I think off the ball, are we going to be able to get that push off the ball? And that's what kind of scares me, that with our running backs, I mean, Ford, yes, stop taking to the outside, go more towards the inside. But the thing is, if we're getting blown off the ball, especially usually that happens in the middle, then I'm kind of scared of, well, then maybe do we do more screen passes, more, you got to soften that up a little bit. And, then I'm scared that, we're going to have guys, offensive linemen, getting penalties for being downfield and not where they're supposed to be, and all these crazy formation penalties and things like that. So hopefully Kevin, during the week is really, coached. I mean, I guess what it comes down to is coaching, having players play out of position, play different positions. That's where we're going to find out how good Kevin Stefanski and Bill Callahan are when it comes to the offensive line and coaching this Cleveland Browns offense today.
Yeah, we are. We're going to definitely find out.
They're going to earn Keith. They're going to earn their money today, one way or the other. That's how I look at it.
Yes, they is. My man Ronnie Cash said it's a wrap, and he laughed out loud. Ron,
Oh,
that's why we play on Sunday. That's why we
hey,
play on Sunday. If they, I will say this: if the Browns are in it in the fourth quarter, they got a shot.
yeah,
They got a shot if they're in it in the fourth quarter, because Indianapolis ain't have a chance in hell,
right.
and somehow that team came through with their backup quarterback. At that,
Yeah. And
to
their
beat
field goal kicker
Baltimore.
kicked four field goals of a 50 plus. So, I like our chances if we have to, rely on the special teams with D Hop. So, hopefully if it does come down to a field goal situation that determines the outcome of the game, obviously they got a great kicker in Tucker, but also we have a great kicker too. So I think that kind of balances out, and it comes down to, like you said, situational football, where it's at in the fourth quarter. And it might come down to who has the ball last.
Yes, but situational football, no turnovers. They got to play a clean game, and I'm gonna say this: the offensive line, they work is cut out for
My
them. I'm gonna be
question, Keith,
honest.
my question for you is every week I ask this to you for you, and we'll see. What would you rather be? Would you rather be final drive? Would you rather have the Browns on defense holding a 2-point lead, or us going on with our offense down by 2? What would you take?
Based on recent
Obviously you'd
history,
probably take the lead, I guess, because you got the lead, so you probably would go that way. But say it's even
hold
or
on,
whatever.
hold on. Based on recent history with our defense in prime
Uh-oh.
situations,
Hmm.
I'd rather have the offense out there.
Okay.
For real, for real.
There's no
Because you
wrong
gotta
answer,
think.
but I think yeah.
Because you gotta think about it. In this Seattle game, even though it is a terrible play call, defense still could have held them.
Yeah. Should have
They
held
still
them.
they still had to drive 60 yards to get a
Yeah.
touchdown.
Yeah.
And dude, all of a sudden, because the thing that concerns me with the Browns defense, and I've seen this against San Francisco, and I've seen this against Indianapolis, and I've seen this against Seattle, they give up chunk plays at the wrong times.
Too
Think
much. Too
about it.
many. Too many. Too many.
The pass to Brandon Ayuk that almost got San Francisco in a position to win the game, where it was about 3 or 4 missed tackles on that play. The Indianapolis game, there was chunk plays all day. And think about
Yeah.
it. Every play, big play Myles Garrett made, if he would have made one less of a big play, the Browns would have
Oh yeah.
lost.
Yeah. Because he saved a lot of.
Oh my God. Um, Seattle, play to the tight end. Should only went for about 8 yards, instead went for 25.
Yeah.
That's what I'm concerned about. If defense is out there late,
Yeah, it's been a problem, and I think Jim Schwartz even addressed it this week.
yeah,
Talking about like we got to stop the run. Like it comes down to this. We're not tackling correctly or like in the open field as well as what we were the beginning of the year. And I know things have changed, and with the offense and it's putting in the defense more in predicament situations. But at the same time, it's like what the defense. You guys are stars on defense, and I don't know if you're reading your press clippings or whatever, but you got to go back to how you were playing the beginning of the year, because that's the only way we're going to win. I mean, let's be real. That's what this team's strength is, defense, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just like an offense that has that franchise quarterback like Aaron Rodgers was with Green Bay. It's like, yeah, Aaron, it sucks maybe that you don't have all the playmakers, but you're still expected to go out there and get that 2-minute drive to win the game. And more times than
yes,
not that he did do that, and we're expecting the defense more times than not to be that shutdown defense, especially in the fourth quarter.
yes. Because think about this. Remember what I said on Thursday with Matt and them, and I said we got to stop the run.
Yep.
That's the key right there. Got to stop the run,
It
and you
always
got
is.
to,
It always is. As much as in the NFL's passing, if you don't stop the
yeah.
run, you're not going to win.
Because if you stop the run, you know Lamar's going to pass.
Yep.
You know he's going to pass. And I like the matchup with our secondary against the Ravens receivers.
I do
Honestly,
too.
now the only matchup that scares me is
Andrews down the
who's going to
middle.
check Mark Andrews.
Yeah,
Now
right. I
that
know.
scares me. But other
Mhm.
than that, all the others, like with the cornerbacks and the receivers, actually with our three corners going against Zay Flowers, Odell, and Bateman, I do like that matchup. Now There is a problem with a fourth corner because I don't know who the fourth corner is since
Yeah.
Mitchell went down. But the matchup that scares me is the Mark Andrews matchup. And is the Browns defense going to get physical and stop the run?
That's going to make or break the game because I
Yes.
think what could really hurt us is say the offensive line isn't doing what it's supposed to do. We have a lot of 3 and outs, and then their offensive line is running the ball, and we can't stop the run. So now our defense is on the field 45 minutes of the game, and it's going to look a lot like the first game in Cleveland. Then and this is with Deshaun Watson playing. That's what kind of scares me is if they can control the run, then we're in trouble.
Boy, Ron Cash said, "No, Daddy."
Well, I mean,
we gonna see today though. Gonna,
yeah.
this is the Browns' big boy moment. It's time to put on their big boy draws today, for real.
Don't mess them up either. Don't mess them up on the field, if you know what
Exactly.
I mean.
Because to me, it ain't about no. How can I say this? I don't even give a hoot about them playing well and staying in the game. I want them to win the game. Take it.
Right. I don't care how it looks. I don't
Yeah, I
care.
don't care how it
Don't
looks. They
care.
can win 3-0, far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And I'll be happy with that. But they got to take it. Today, since we claim to have all this talent, we got the quarterback now, we got the talent, the defense. It's time to make it happen. It's either shit or get off the pot for the Browns today.
Well, yeah. Well, Lamar, what was that Monday night game in Cleveland or whatever like that when he was running towards the locker room? Yeah, he had to take care. Hopefully,
Yeah, I remember that. uh,
so-
maybe we
something
give him
explosive going on.
maybe give him some milk and magnesia or something.
Yeah,
But
there you go.
but today for the Browns, it's either shit or get off the pot.
Yeah.
Period. No moral victories. Those
No, not
days is
today.
over. No moral
Not against,
victories.
especially against AFC divisional opponents. You can't, what I'm saying? You can't. You play Pittsburgh next week. It's like nothing would be better than coming off a nice high from coming back from Baltimore. And plus, two, let's be real, Baltimore. Maybe they look ahead to Cincinnati on Thursday night. They got a quick turnaround. They got Cleveland today, and then they play Thursday. They play the Bengals. So they're due for a letdown. I mean, this is the NFL, so we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think they're looking ahead though.
Yeah, I know. It's
They're not
wishful
looking
thinking. It's
ahead.
wishful thinking, Keith. Come
They
on.
gonna have to take it. They gonna
Yeah.
have to take it to the Ravens and take the victory.
Yeah.
And Kevin got to be willing to be up to task. That's the
Well,
coach.
I mean, I'll give Kevin credit when it comes down to the team has played hard all year. Now, there's been stretches where they haven't played well, and obviously I think a lot of coaching decisions had to do with that. But I mean, the team has definitely played hard. They haven't quit, and that's a testament to Kevin Stefanski. But today I don't care about, like you said, no moral victories, no playing hard. It doesn't matter if they quit. I want to win. Winning to me, winning is the only thing that matters. The only thing that matters today.
My man Ronnie Cash said, "Nope, we can't stop them." But he also said, "We have to win these division games and dominate." Ron, that's my point I've been making all along. It's time to either shit or get off the pot. Period. It's time to shit or get off the pot. Hey, I've been hearing all this time how we done upgraded this,
Yep.
upgraded that, got the quarterback. Ain't no more excuses.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson's on the field now. True enough, we don't have Nick Chubb, but right now, injuries is the part of the NFL game, unfortunately.
Keith, I tweeted this out or before the game, and I never thought I would say it, but I want to pray it that Deshaun Watson has a type of accuracy and type of game that one Kyle McCord had yesterday. You look at people always want to shit on Kyle McCord and his accuracy, but 24, 31, 335 yards, 3 touchdowns. I'd take that stat line for Deshaun Watson today, wouldn't you?
Hell yeah, I'll take that stat line. Hell yeah. And plus, I also think for the Browns to be successful on offense today, Elijah Moore or Tillman is going to have to step up today.
Show up.
They're going to have to step up today because if I know the Ravens, they're going to double team Amari Cooper.
Oh, yeah. He's a
They're not gonna.
Cooper is a Raven killer.
They're not gonna let Amari Cooper beat them by
Do you
himself.
remember last year's game with Jacoby Brissett and how we should have won that game, but Amari Cooper got called for offensive pass interference because they say he pushed off on what would have been probably the game-winning touchdown. So, yeah.
Yes. My man Ronnie Cash said, if teams don't fear us, we'll never win the big games. True.
Yeah. How
Very
do you make them
true.
fear us? How do you make them fear us? You have to win games like today.
You have to win games like today,
Earn it. You have to earn it.
and we go back to number one on my board. Bring the assertiveness and physicality,
Bring the pain.
and make it a street fight. The Browns have to do it. They got to be willing to do that. Because if they're not willing to do it, because the Ravens,
They'll do it.
they're going to come out and try to physically dominate us. Because everybody outside of Cleveland, and maybe a lot of people inside of Cleveland, don't give us shits of a chance.
That's
Because you remember them scores Matt and his partner gave us?
Oh, what was it? 42-17
and 40-6.
Yikes.
If that's the case, you might as well put PJ Walker out there.
Yeah, in our scores, obviously, you said, 27-24, and I said 24-23. Obviously, if the Browns are going to win this game, I don't think there's any world. Well, there probably is, but it's not as big as the other worlds. But in one in which that we would be on the side of a 42-17 win. I'm not, if the Browns win this game, they're not going to, I think it's going to be a squeaker. I don't think they're going to blow out the Ravens, but I do see a reality where they could blow us out because like you said, if the more physical offensive line can't handle them, I mean, there's things that they can shut down our offense and we can't run, when you have a bad offensive line, and hopefully we don't, but we'll see. I mean, that could really tilt the scales there. So we'll see. But I don't know. I still think no matter what, it's the NFL, and 42-17 is kind of outrageous. And I hope Matt is totally wrong with that one.
And the defense got to come to play today because let's just say this for real. They gave up last time.
Yeah. Well, when you have DTR throwing 3 interceptions, would have been 6 or 7.
I understand that, and I get that. But there have been plenty of games in the Browns' past where I remember one game against Jacksonville. Jacksonville turned the ball over 7 times against us, and we still lost. A couple years ago, Lamar turned the ball over 4 times.
Yeah, and we lost.
We still lost
16-10. Yeah.
Defense gotta show some heart today.
They gotta get. You know what? We need.
Because it's one thing you shut Arizona out. Arizona was just like the DTR game, for real.
Yeah, right.
It's one thing you shut Arizona out, but this is Baltimore, the creme de la creme.
Well, you look at the Seattle game with the difference in that, when we almost picked 6 and took it to the house. Today, if we get opportunities, we can't have near misses. If our defense has a chance to get a turnover, take it to the house. Like, it can't be one of those, well, almost, and defense played good. No, one thing about the Ravens defense is they make plays. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they make plays. You know what I'm saying? If we have a chance to make a big play, you got to take advantage of it. I know the defensive players aren't on offense and they don't have the hands that the offense does, but I don't care. You have a chance to pick 6 and take it to the house. You better take advantage of the situation.
Yes.
Seize the day, like you said.
Yes. My man Ronnie Cash said we have defense, but our offense needs more TDs. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Like I said, Deshaun got to get it done today. He has to. But I will see what will really be interesting is how Kevin adjusts the game plan since his offensive line is compromised on the outside.
That's the number one question.
Is he going to have a tight end to Chip?
Well, that's the thing. If you do that, then do you have 2 tight ends and then Njoku? Because Njoku has big games against the Ravens. You can't take away from his pass catching abilities.
Oh, no. I ain't talking about Njoku chipping.
I'm not saying that. I know where you're
Harrison Bryant or somebody. Yeah. Harrison Bryant or what's the other guy? Aiken or whatever.
Aikens, yeah.
Or run a lot of jumbo sets.
But that makes it then there's only 2 wide receivers then. So we'll see. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You have to beat them on the inside. Here's what it is. I think you have to beat them on the outside, the Ravens. The problem is you have to protect the inside, and that's where we're vulnerable when it comes to, them coming off the ends and the lines like that. So that's the thing. It's like I think that comes to fancy. hey, you're earning your money. You're gonna have to be a genius today.
Hey, my man Ronnie Cash said the play calling be horrible.
Well, Ronnie speaking some truth there. Okay, Ronnie's
Definitely is. I've been saying this all along. And like I said, hey Ronnie, that goes to my thing.
Ronnie.
Don't be cute. Don't do nothing crazy. Don't do nothing crazy. But let's move right along. We got some games that can impact the AFC North that we can prognosticate and pick.
Yes.
Starting off with this game right here. It shows Green Bay goes to Pittsburgh and they visit the Steelers. Who you got?
Give me the Cheeseheads. I think Pittsburgh has a letdown. I think Jordan Love, I think last game he played a little better than he has been playing. Just something about the Steelers. I think they're due for letdown. And I think that they'll lose today. They'll lose next week in Cleveland. And maybe the Mike Tomlin is such a great coach. Maybe that narrative will die down just a little bit.
I hope that happens. But I think realistically, I got Pittsburgh winning that game. I don't see Jordan Love coming out of Pittsburgh alive. I mean, just
hey, the
saying.
Cavs won in Golden State last night, so you never know.
True. Cavs won to go to state last night. Cleveland State beat OU last night.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Just going off the subject real quick. I never knew OU dominated Cleveland State like they did in past years.
No,
Actually, that was the first ever basketball game I went to go see as a kid.
Oh,
It was
wow.
Cleveland State against Ohio University. And I was back at the place where I presently work at, Public Hall. I was 7 years old.
Wow.
And OU won by 2 points. They won something like 80-78. And I think Cleveland State had Darren Tillis, and I think they might have had Franklin Edwards back then. And, but it's possible. It's possible for Green Bay. But I'm like Spock. It's not logical. Next game we got impacting the division. The Houston Texans against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, you know my love for C.J. Stroud and the Ohio State University Buckeyes. I hope C.J. Stroud has a good game. I want to see his rookie season continue to flourish and blossom. But I'm not going to be so optimistic when it comes to another AFC North opponent losing like I was in the Green Bay Pittsburgh game. And give me Houday and the Bengals in that game.
Going with the Bengals.
Yeah, I don't.
They one of the hottest teams in the league right now.
Yep.
And another game. And actually, those two teams, Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, are ranked in the Locked On Sports top 10. Cincinnati at number 5 and Pittsburgh at number 9. Also, this game here, the San Francisco 49ers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are number 4. Who you got, Ed?
The Jaguars, for some reason, they always seem to when they play down in Duval, they seem to be better road warriors. And I know San Francisco's been struggling lately, but I'm gonna give me the Niners. I'm going with a lot of road dogs today. That's why I picked the Cleveland Browns to win. I think there's gonna be a lot of more. I think there's gonna be more road winners today than in previous weeks. So give me the 49ers.
I'm going to say this. Jacksonville showed me something really when they played Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago. Because that game was heading towards the usual Pittsburgh result. Even though Kenny Pickett got hurt, but Jacksonville seized the moment.
Yeah.
And took their chances and they won.
In Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh, despite having 3 turnovers in that game. Yeah. Because that game really should have been a blowout, but it was closer than what it should have been. But they came through, and that's what I said with the Browns. I don't give a fuck if the Browns turn the ball over 3-4 times. The defense has to be on their job today.
Yep.
But I got Jacksonville beating San Francisco.
I think it was in San Francisco
49ers losing streak is going to continue.
It might, and it might.
Because if you go by the quarterbacks, you got Trevor Lawrence, Brock Purdy, and I'm going with Lawrence. I'm going with Sunshine.
Sunshine. Well, I mean, they just don't play well at home for some. I don't know what it is. They just
They
don't.
don't, but Jacksonville was one of those, how can I say, they play ugly, but they get the results.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I know.
saying? They play ugly, but they get the end result. And San Francisco,
Yeah, there's something wrong with
honestly,
them.
something, I don't know. We'll
Some
see,
bad
because
rice-a-roni, maybe. Some bad rice-a-roni. I don't know. Who
maybe
knows?
so. But Debo Samuel does come back today, though.
Well, there you go. Okay.
But
I,
like I said, I got Jacksonville winning. I'm going with the home team today. Now, the game we all been waiting for, even though we did make our
yeah,
prognostication on Thursday.
yeah.
Who's this game? The Browns versus the Ravens.
Hmm. Like I said on Thursday when I was talking to Matt Trigger and yourself and Hurricane A, and I picked Baltimore to lose
Okay.
24-23 because I think the Browns will get a late D Hop field goal and win it at M&T Bank Stadium.
I'm
Let
going to
them
say
choke on their
this.
crab cakes. Let those Baltimore fans choke on their crab cakes.
We're going to see if Matt want to come on the post game if we win. Fuck it. I think the Browns going to shock the world today. But I will say this. If the Browns win, the game is going to be in the either teens or the low 20s. If it gets anything higher than 24, it favors Baltimore. So I got the Browns winning 24-23.
Yeah, you picked my score. Good.
24 to well, actually, yeah, 24-21. I'll just say that 24 to
Okay, fair
21.
enough. Okay.
Hopkins hits a late field goal,
Okay.
and the
Yeah.
Browns win. A late field goal in either regulation or overtime.
Great
The
minds think
Browns
alike,
win.
Keith. Great.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But anyway, we about to get up out of here. Be sure to tune in to the Browns post game show. 30 minutes after the ball game, after everybody cools down. Everybody cools down or
Whatever could you
whatever.
mean, Keith? You think people get so heated with these games? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
Yeah, okay.
Of course they get heated with these games. Everybody cools down, chills out and everything. We'll be on 30 minutes after the show, after the game, which probably is about 4:30, 4:35, something like that. And good luck to the Browns. They got to do what they got to do today. They got their work ahead of them.
That they do.
They got their work ahead of them. But hey, that's why they play on Sunday.
Yeah.
And if you telling me Indianapolis can come in there with the backup quarterback and win, god damn it. And Pittsburgh can beat them in well, that's Pittsburgh, so it's just something about
We're gonna
that
make
place.
Baltimore cry like Sharon, the uh, acting head coach of the Michigan Wolverines yesterday. We'll get into
Yeah,
that
he
one.
did cry. He did.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna trip on him because
All right, fair enough. Fair
I ain't
enough.
even gonna trip on him because that might have sealed James Franklin's fate at Pittsburgh. I
Yeah,
mean at
yeah.
Penn State.
Penn
My
State.
fault. That might have sealed his fate because it's like, oh well. But like I said, I got my opinion on that too, as far as that whole fiasco and stuff like that. To me,
Yeah.
real
Hey, bring that
quick,
strong bring that strong opinion to the We Like Sports show tomorrow at 5:30.
I will. I definitely will because I got a strong opinion about that, and to me, it don't make a difference. I'll save it for tomorrow. I'll save it
Okay.
for tomorrow. But hey,
Today's Browns Ravens. We're Browns
yes,
Ravens today.
sir. Yes, sir. Enjoy the game. Everybody will see you 30 minutes after on Locked On Sports 216 with Keith Allen and Ed in Columbus. We signing out.